Okay, so this is the cover. And it is hardbound, so it will last. And I did print this one in color, so that makes the cost a little bit more, but it is really good quality thick pages that should last. So every beginning of every section actually has an index, and also like where your stuff is. I'm actually probably going to take paper clips and paper clip where I'm at in the sections just so I can find them faster. Unfortunately, Amazon won't let you print with tab sections, so otherwise I would put them in there. But here's your overview. This is specifically for your homestead. What is your big overall goal? Here. Why? How are you going to focus this year? I started doing this a couple years ago where I just picked one verse and that was my focus for the year. Here we're going to break down our goals just a little bit more. Our main goals for the year. What products, services are we going to expand? Our steps. Break that down any further. This is all giving you direction to move forward with your goals. So every month, separate goal. Then we have the monthly budget examples. These are example pages, and then there's one for every month later. Totally made up numbers, but it was easy that way. All your income, savings, you have to be able to save if you want to get ahead and make a difference. Month goals, be specific with the goals. Your regular budget, fixed expenses, ones you know every month are coming. Variables, these are ones you can kind of sort of control. These you really can't control much of. Okay. The important part, make sure that your expenses don't exceed your income. Now we get into the actual monthlies. I'm not going to go through every month, but I'm just going to go through the first month here. Daily notes. So this is like something that happened. Maybe it rained today, or there was fog today. How much did it rain? How long was the fog? I planted the garlic today, or I trimmed the bushes today, or whatever. That's what this section is for. And then you've got your income, your goals. You actually break this down even further into grocery. And the grocery is important because if you're going to be self-sufficient, you need to be able to know where you need to improve on your food. So are you spending most in meat? Find a way to cut that down. Do something at home. Whether let's get chickens, get goats, cows, whatever. Make an adjustment there. Like, what are you doing every month? And this is just like I went to the grocery store on the 5th. So how much was spent? Totally made up numbers again. I'm just going to show you, there's one other thing. Okay, critters line. This is also a note. Make sure you're factoring this into your budget. We're going to actually just make a lump sum here because this is actually going to break down further in the end. So that's all the grocery, all the monthly stuff. I'm going to flip to, and I've actually written in mine already because, yeah. Oh, this is also important. Year-end summary. This gives you an overview of how you did for the year. Okay, now we're into the garden. This is where it actually started, was right here. And I actually started writing in mine. So I went ahead and wrote all my entire seed inventory. These are the seeds I have on hand right now. And I know I have more coming too. Like, I probably should put more pages in here for that. So one critique of mine I have so far. I thought 100 lines would be enough until I started writing. Planting zones. Here's a great place for specific dates. Your budget, I've already started that out. Plants. How much are you spending on your flowers and your plants? Your other garden expenses. So did you buy new hoses, new sprinklers? By mulch or fertilizer or cages, whatnot. That all goes here. Your seeds. How many actually started? What you started, the date, how many? How many made it to the transplant? How many made it through the hardening off? How many actually made it into the garden? and how many actually survived to produce. Again, there's 100 lines of this, so. Then, the fun part, this is your quick, this is just the most common. You can go on to thealmanac.com and find more, for more detailed ones, but these tend to be the common vegetables. And all of your garden maps. I have lots of garden space, so I put 5 pages in here. That way I didn't have to cram everything onto one. And you get into your harvest record. What was it? How many were actually producing? The date you started harvesting? When you were done? How did you use it? Did you sell? Did you freeze it? Did you use it fresh? And how much of that you used? Again, lots of pages for that. Try to give you excessive pages. Preserving how much. When you ran out, this is important because that's going to play into next year's plan. As to, did you make it through to next year or did you run out? Let's see, foraging. This was actually a request by a friend of mine. If you're going to forage for herbs or mushrooms or whatever, here's a place where you can keep that stored. The critter pages. So this is another one. This is where those expenses start to break down. So this is an example. Say I bought feed for my chickens. 3 bags and it was so much. Again, totally made up numbers because I'm pretty sure that's not an accurate number. You don't have to use, like you don't have to have chickens for this. This could be a dog page or the cats or whatever. But then those are all follow through. Oops. That same emblem is basically just there so you can track it. Then we have production. So I had 5 head that I raised from home. They were valued at $15. I bought 5 head. They're also valued at $15 total. So then they made eggs. I sold them. There you go. And this is going to give you a way to total the value of the critters you have on hand and how much you actually sold. And you have 5 different critters that you can do this with. Get to back there. Then you have the year-end summary. This is again important because you're going to find out, okay, this is the animal. This was how much they actually made. Am I being profitable at this or am I not? Then you have another set of daily notes per month again. These are more geared towards actual critters and sales, as it says. So if you're breeding goats, I threw the buck in on January 4th, so I write that down. Threw the buck in. Say I sold 3 dozen eggs on the 6th. I'm going to write that in here, just so I can go through and log it. This is kind of be the running table tally. There's one of those for every month. That is it. So yeah, there you go. There's your sneak peek into the Homestead Organizer.